Oh my god, hundreds of PPP loans from Kabbage or Kservicing went to fake companies in absurd places. $7 million now at the hands of scammers or fake PPP loan applicants. It's not my problem, you may say, but unfortunately it's yours and mine. Not only yours, but still it can influence you and your business. How? What should you worry about? What does the government do regarding this? I'm gonna share with you the latest updates about Kabbage Kservicing frauds and actions you can take to get a PPP loan forgiveness. At the end of the video, I will mention 2 real steps you must do if you want to protect yourself from possible Kabbage Kservicing fraud related risks, so please watch till the end of the video. Okay, folks, the story began when the online lending platform Kabbage sent 378 pandemic loans worth about $7 million to fake companies. But the Kabbage pattern is only one slice of sprawling fraud problem that has to face the Paycheck Protection Program from its creation in March 2020 as an attempt to keep small businesses on life support while they were forced to shut down. Okay, what does fraud look like? Let's take, for example, the shoreline community somewhere in an ocean county. New Jersey, a summertime getaway for throngs of urbanites lined with vacation homes and ice cream parlors. But you will be surprised to know that the last year, this small county got thousands of Paycheck Protection Program loans for farms. Which is odd considering that there are mostly beach towns around and not farmlands. But guys, I hope you will not be surprised if I say that to help other people who applied for the Kabbage PPP loan program, we have to smash the like button and give YouTube algorithm a signal that we are a big community of PPP loan applicants and we will be fighting with the Kabbage to get our forgiveness. So just click the like button and let's continue. So some people, let's be honest and don't sue me bro, fraudulent companies who applied for Kservicing PPP loan program last year had a very good imagination. Just read the names of the businesses that they used. Ritter Wheat Club or Dealey Nuts. Ostensibly a wheat farm and a tree nut farm each got $20,000, the maximum amount available for sole proprietorships. Or maybe you like the name Tomato Cranber or Seaweed Bleeman that got $12,000 and $90,000 respectively. None of these entities exist in New Jersey business records, and the owners of the homes at which they registered expressed surprise when they were asked about this. So one entity categorized as a cattle ranch with the name Brice was registered in PPP records to the home address of Joe Mancini, the mayor of Long Beach Township. Oh my god. So why all these fake applications is the problem for all Kabbage Kservicing PPP loan applicants like you and I? Some of the fake loans listed addresses of people who would also legitimately apply for their businesses. For instance, there was a case of anesthesiologist Bruce Reifenrath, if I pronounce his last name correctly, from Hartington, Nebraska, receiving a PPP loan for his practice in nearby Yankton, South Dakota. That's why the idea of one being approved for a potato farm was strange. So this Dr. Bruce was a part of cluster of dubious Kabbage loans in Hartington that also included the home of G. Scott Schrempp, the president of the Bank of Hartington, who confirmed that he did not own a strawberry farm. So Mr. Schrempp said that he had noticed the fake loan and reported it to the SBA. But the SBA data only reflects approved applications received from lenders, some of which are then called and not funded. So the SBA also periodically updates its dataset to remove loans cancelled by lenders, but none of the suspicious loans show undisbursed funds, and they all have remained in the dataset for more than 8 months. One possible mechanism for the invented businesses is a technique known as a synthetic identity theft. This is what you should be afraid of, in which a criminal obtains a pieces of personally identifiable information, such as a home address, a social security number, and a birthday, and combines it with a fake information to build a credit profile. The associated bank account then routes to the fraudster, not the owner of the original information. So none of the residents of the phony farms were getting notices that they needed to repay the loans they didn't apply for because they didn't get any money. But that doesn't mean they are not at risk. Just having an address linked to your name on a fraudulent loan can impact your credit. It can also pose problems for pre-employment background checks or insurance applications or new identification documents like passports or driver's license or whatever you will be applying for. And thank you Kabbage, Kservicing. We have all these problems, guys, just because of you. I mean, because of Kabbage. And in my previous videos on the channel, I also explained that the thousands of people experience huge problems right now with the Kabbage because they can't get Kabbage PPP Loan Forgiveness. They cannot even apply for. So this is the same problem I experience right now. I cannot apply for my PPP Loan Forgiveness when I received my first draw money. So right now I cannot solve this problem. I'm just waiting for the reply. I send a lot of letters. I did everything what I can do, but this option is still closed for many applicants. But moreover, folks, if not corrected, the fabricated identities will stay in the circulation and become better at fooling other financial institutions. This is another problem. Those records get built into the credit and authentication system used by government and commercial entities, and each next time they are used and authenticated, the more real they become. That's what makes synthetic identity fraud so dangerous for all of us. Okay, now the question: what does the government do about all of this? The SBA's Inspector General, who is familiar with the Kabbage PPP Loan Fraud case, estimated in January that the agency approved loans for 55,000 potentially ineligible businesses and that 43,000 obtained more money than their reported payrolls would justify. Oh my God. The Department of Justice, relying on special agents from across the government to investigate, has brought charges against hundreds of individuals accused of gaming pandemic response programs. So, drawn by generous fees for each loan processed, Kabbage was among a band of online lenders that joined enthusiastically in originating loans through their automated platforms. Just think about this. Kabbage got a fee for everyone who was approved, and they didn't care who is the person, whether this person provided legitimate information. They didn't care. They cared only about money. And that helped millions of borrowers who would be turned down by traditional banks, but it also created more opportunities for cheating. And in some cases, these problems would have been easy to spot with just a little more upfront diligence, which the program structure didn't encourage. And in a report on its PPP participation through last August, Kabbage boasted that 75% of all approved applications were processed without human review, guys. For every 800 employees at major US banks, the report said Kabbage had just one people who was in charge of all this number of applications. US lawmakers have opened investigation into financial technology companies Kabbage and Blue Wine and their partner banks for their roles in distributing billions of dollars in pandemic aid to small businesses. Lenders and their bank partners failed to adequately screen PPP loan applications for fraud, said the letters, which was signed by Democratic US Representative James Clyburn, chairman of the subcommittee. The SBA's Inspector General estimated in January that the agency, Kabbage, approved loans for 55,000 potentially ineligible businesses and that 43,000 obtained more money than their reported payrolls would justify. The Department of Justice, relying on special agents from across the government to investigate, has brought charges against hundreds of individuals and businesses accused of gaming pandemic response programs. Drawn by generous fees for each loan processed, Kabbage was among a band of online lenders that joined enthusiastically in originating loans through their automated platforms. Guys, just think about this. They got a lot of money. They got fees just to fool other people or provide money to the fake farms, to the fake businesses, and this is the main problem with the Kabbage. That helped millions of borrowers who would been turned down by traditional banks, but it also created more opportunities for cheaters, for scammers. Unfortunately, that's what we have right now. And as I said, in some cases, these problems would have been easy to spot and solve just with some additional check of everyone who's applying. But Kabbage or Kservicing have said they were under enormous pressure to make millions of loans or dollars quickly while keeping up with ever-changing PPP rules. A bad excuse, it's not excuse at all in my opinion. And finally guys, the most important part of the video. What you have to do if you applied and got PPP loan through Kabbage or Kservicing. So first of all, check on some public website that your address is not involved in any fraud activity. I explain how you can do it in this video. There will be a link and link will be in the description. So just check it to be 100% sure. And step number 2 guys, I highly recommend and encourage you to watch my video where I gathered in one place all possible and impossible ways to connect with Kabbage, how to file claims against Kservicing PPP loan program, how you can connect with your SBA office in your state, and how you can send paper letter to senator or congressman or congresswoman. That will help you a lot a little bit later. Here will be the video. All links you will find in the description. So just do these steps to protect yourself in a possible future litigations. I hope you like this video and you are more prepared for any future fights with a Kservicing or Kabbage. Have a good day and peace out.